Most of us are not the same people that we were even a year ago, let alone over 20 years ago. Hell, most of you probably weren't even born when the first Smash game came out. Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64 released worldwide in 1999, and many of the game's iconic characters have been around for even longer. One thing Nintendo has prided itself on is taking risks with some of their most iconic franchises by continuously adding new mechanics that build upon the core gameplay to keep things fresh. The keyword being some of them. The same could be said for the Smash Bros. Franchise as it's continued to evolve with each new title. Just a few of the many great ideas have been the addition of side specials, a full-fledged story mode, and the introduction of third-party characters as playable fighters. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but the franchise's biggest misses were the inclusion of tripping in Brawl and custom moves in Smash 4, but both were removed after each game. I feel like Nintendo forgot to get rid of another game mechanic along the way. I think it rhymes with gauge.
There it is.
I got nothing. Not only have game mechanics and game modes continued to progress, but the movesets for new fighters have as well. The amount of care that goes into every new fighter added to the Smash roster since Smash 4 to try to represent them as accurately as possible is super impressive. But fighters added in Brawler earlier didn't get the same attention to detail as the more recent newcomers in their movesets. The new additions you can often point to almost every piece of their moveset being a reference to their own games. It's gotten to the point where these characters get moves that no other character has had before, like a back special, a move that can be like 16 different moves, and almost everything Bayonetta does. Back in my day, the craziest character mechanics were switching characters mid-game, becoming a better character by losing, or just farting on people. Of course, there are references to the source material in the earlier movesets, but they're a lot scarcer, being mostly tied to special moves. The normal moves could usually be boiled down to, yeah, this seems like something they could do. Not only do a lot of older movesets in Smash not represent the characters very well, but a lot of them have become outdated. Zelda is stuck in the Ocarina of Time and she can't get out. While some characters have received significant moveset changes over the course of the series, most of them have seen very few changes from game to game. Sakurai has stated he's hesitant to make significant changes to older fighters' movesets because he's afraid of alienating old players, but is that really why? Either the old players are going to still be playing Melee, or the newer players probably didn't play the older titles and don't know Captain Falcon used to have his own games. Not to mention that there was nothing more jarring than going from Melee to Brawl if you want to talk about alienating players. The lack of changes likely has more to do with being low on development time, since the team would not only have to create a new moveset for each new character added to the roster, but update the movesets of returning fighters as well. With now 80 characters in the roster and deadlines to meet, you gotta make some lazy decisions. At a certain point though, how long does it take before the recycled movesets of classic fighters no longer fits the characters they're supposed to represent? I think it's high time that the characters I'm going to talk about in this video receive a moveset update. A prime example of a moveset that feels outdated for the character is the game's most iconic one. I get that Mario is supposed to be an easy to learn balanced fighter to help people learn the game, but I still think it's ridiculous that he has only seen one actual change in his moveset over the course of Smash history. His down B went from which is a reference to nothing Mario has done as far as I know, to using Flood. Mario's old down B became his new down air instead of, I don't know, the ground pound? Now I love Mario Sunshine, but to have that be the only reference to Mario's 3D titles outside of Cappy showing up to say, "Sup fam, oh shit, some purple coins," and leave is ridiculous. Oh yeah, his jab is from Mario 64 too, I guess. You'd think Sonic is the one that's had more success in 3D with how much Mario's moveset focuses on his old games. We haven't seen Mario use his cape in a game in 20 years. Have him use Cappy as a command grab. Let him throw Starbits from Galaxy. F***ing backwards long jump for all I care. Do something! Mario is just as influential and innovative today, but that isn't reflected in his moveset at all, since he has been a part of the series since day one. He does have two of the most creative ults in the game though. You got me there, Sakurai. Up next is a Kong that I'd actually root for to beat a giant lizard, Donkey Kong. I honestly have no idea what the dev team was thinking with his moveset. Alright guys, we just finished up Mario's moveset, so it's time to hit it on like Donkey Kong. I was thinking, as a great throwback to the original game, he could be able to grab and carry people, kind of like how he does with Pauline, and throw them off stage.
Fantastic ideas, Terrence. This is why we pay you the big bucks.
Tell me some more about the rest of his moveset.
Oh, that's easy. For his up B, I was thinking we could make a reference to Donkey Kong Country, and he could shoot out of a barrel at different angles. And then for his neutral B, it could be from his new game, Donkey Kong 64, with his coconut gun, you know, fired spurts.
Yeah, of course. Tomorrow? Great. Great news, guys. Just got off the phone with Rare. We're doing none of that.
What? Why?
Well, Rare said we can't use any of their shit unless Mr. Big Nintendo buys them out, and that's not happening.
Oh, okay, what do we do now? Any ideas, guys?
You ever see that video of the gorilla that just spins around in place at the zoo? That's his recovery now.
And his neutral B, we're gonna base it on a game that doesn't come out for another 5 years.
What? No, guys, this doesn't make any sense. This isn't anything that Donkey Kong does. Why would he?
Oh man, I think I got some water in my ear or something.
Wait. Do that again. That's his side B for the next game.
One of the oldest characters on the roster that received the most changes over the years is Luigi. Starting out as a Mario clone in 64, he has received steady moveset tweaks to make him stand out from his brother. A sliding dash animation here, and a higher jump there makes you feel like you're playing as everyone's favorite disappointment. Luigi's moveset definitely has its hilarious charm like RNG missiles, and being able to kill his opponent stupid early, but there's a lack of substance there in terms of referencing his source material. Smash Ultimate changed Luigi's grab into a plunger from his Poltergust 3000 in Luigi's Mansion, and I'd love to see them incorporate it more into his moveset outside of just the final Smash. The dev team now has 3 Luigi's Mansion games to pull ideas from, with a wide range of attacks at Luigi's disposal in those games. They could use moves from the Mario and Luigi games too, but that has as good of a chance of happening as us getting Paper Luigi and the Marvelous Compass as an actual game. Missed opportunity. One of Smash's top contenders for peaking in high school is Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff has been a non-factor in Smash games after Melee due to her mediocre range and mobility, along with having only pretty niche uses for her specials not named Rest. Sing can stay for the sake of our childhood too. With Jigglypuff's typing being changed to normal fairy in the recent Pokemon games, it's time that her moveset in Smash reflects that change to give her a fighting chance again. Replacing Pound with a fairy move like Dazzling Gleam to give her a grounded option with more range would be nice, and swapping out the waste of a move that is Rollout for another singing attack like Hyper Voice or Uproar would be great too. I've seen people mention before that it would be cool to have her moveset play more into how she acts in the anime, and give her the microphone marker as a tether grab, but do we really want more tether grab characters? I know I don't. You know, I really feel for the Smash dev team when it comes to Bowser. It's hard to make a moveset for the Koopa King when he has something different going on in every game. Everything seems normal one day, then the next day he's a Twitch hot tub streamer and now he can teleport for some reason. That said, I don't know if there's a single move in Bowser's moveset that has anything to do with what he does in his own games except breathe fire, and he doesn't even do that right in Smash. What's that a reference to, Mario Party? Give the man a fireball projectile. It's been part of his attack since as long as he's been a character. Up until K-Rool was added to Smash, it felt like Sakurai was allergic to making a heavy zoner, so I'm not surprised that Bowser has this brawler-focused style. If you want to keep that, at least throw in a tail swipe here, or a down air stomp there. If I can't get funny Bowser in Smash, at least make him play like Bowser more instead of making up all of his moves. Up next is the byproduct of easily the most random spin-off idea in video game history, Dr. Mario. Look, I'm sorry to the 4 Dr. Mario mains out there, but he shouldn't be a playable character. He was a low-effort clone from one game to fill up space in Melee. Give that spot to Paper Mario from our Lord and Savior, Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door, and just make Dr. Mario an Echo Fighter. There's no punchline. Next character. One of the Fire Emblem characters that has gotten the short end of the sword in Smash is Roy. Being brought in as a Marth clone in Melee sealed his fate for having a boring moveset. Despite appearing in 2 Smash games since, one of which we had to pay extra for him, he still plays like Fire Marth with less range. He's noted to have an affinity for fire in his game Fire Emblem The Binding Blade, so let him use it. Give him a fire projectile or at least some ways to differentiate him from Marth more. If all was right in the world, world, Roy would stand out from Marth, and Chrom would be his own fighter with Lucina as his echo, but we can talk about that more when I make the video that no one asked for, Fire Emblem deserves better in Smash Bros. If there's one character that I can say was added into Smash Bros too soon, it's definitely Pit. I know that Kid Icarus Uprising probably would have never seen the light of day if it wasn't for Pit's inclusion in the Smash Bros roster, but it kept the dev team from making a more accurate moveset for him. The gameplay in Uprising is an on-rail, third-person shooter that utilizes tons of different projectiles, not just his bow. Pit should really be a zoner. No wonder
I subscribed to half one
Because
subscribe again.
Good. This makes sense. I hope Pit is definitely one of the least egregious examples of an inaccurate moveset in today's video because his specials can all be found in Uprising, but no one is going to play Pit in Smash and find him to have a comparable playstyle to his own game. Guess that's what happens when you go from this to this after you're added to Smash. I wonder how the Eggplant Wizard is doing. I'm hoping not well. I've talked at length about how I would update Sonic and the Zelda franchise's movesets in previous videos, so I'll give the TLDR version quick here. If you would like to hear more, then you can check out those videos in the description, and feel free to subscribe while you're down there. I'd really appreciate it. Link should have stayed the same as his moveset is timeless across his franchise, with Young Link and Toon Link getting moveset changes instead. Young Link could swap between the masks from Majora's Mask like Pokemon Trainer, and Toon Link could have used items from his games like the Wind Waker and Skullhammer. I would have had Zelda's moveset swapped out for her Breath of the Wild style, utilizing the Sheikah Slate, so she can stop using moves that weren't even hers to begin with. Ganondorf would finally stop being a f***ing Falcon clone and get a proper moveset with a hover, his iconic projectile, and proper sword play. Sheik's moveset is great. I just think it's hilarious that the only source material that she has, her harp, isn't referenced in her moveset at all. Like, why? Sonic being a last-minute addition to the Brawl roster is obvious with how uninspired his moveset is. I wish they would at least replace Spin Dash or Spin Charge with something like Boost or Lightspeed Dash. They also need to infuse more of Sonic's actual personality into him instead of how he is currently portrayed in Smash, along with more game references into his normals. Please, Sakurai, just please help my boy. It's really impressive that only about a fourth of the characters on the roster before Smash 4 really need a moveset revamp. It's a testament to how talented of game designer Sakurai and the rest of his team are. That said, I do think the future of Smash lies in cutting down the roster and then providing moveset revamps to older fighters in order to provide value. So, I do hope that some of the ideas I talk about today are realized one day in the future. But who knows? A lot of people seem to think that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be the last Super Smash Bros. Game. You know, the highest selling fighting game of all time. If there's one thing we know about Nintendo, is that they don't want our money.